Maya Thompson, the tattoo that stopped time. The sharp sound of fabric tearing cut through the stillness of Murphy's tavern like a blade slicing through tension. Maya Thompson stood at the center of the room, her bare back exposed to the harsh yellow lights. Across her dark skin, the Delta Force tattoo stretched like a story written in shadows and scars. Every pair of eyes in the room froze. 30 hardened bikers, notorious in the county, now found themselves staring at a woman who carried more experience in her back than they had in their entire lives. But to truly understand the power of that single tattoo, we need to rewind 6 months. Maya had walked into Murphy's tavern quietly, a shadow among the regulars, carrying secrets nobody could guess. At 34, 5'6" tall with a slender build, she appeared fragile, but everything about her was disciplined, precise, controlled. Her movements behind the bar were deliberate, her eyes scanning every exit, every hand, every face, as if danger was waiting around every corner. Murphy O'Brien, the 65-year-old Vietnam veteran who owned the tavern, had hired her without questions. He saw what others didn't. Some stories were told in scars, not words. The tavern itself was modest, worn leather stools, scratched wooden tables, and a jukebox that played the same 20 songs over and over. Yet for Maya, the small room above the bar had become her fortress, a sanctuary from a world that didn't understand, warriors broken by their own courage. Nightly, she woke at precisely 3:17 a.m., feeling the phantom weight of her M4 carbine on her shoulder, the acrid scent of cordite in her nose, trembling hands reaching for wounds invisible to everyone else. She'd learned to muffle her screams into the pillow, timing her breathing to the distant suburban sounds until the desert faded into memory. Even during the sweltering summer shifts, Maya wore long sleeves, hiding the story written across her skin. Regulars soon learned to respect her silent precision. She poured drinks with the economy of movement that spoke of discipline, not unfriendliness. A sliced lime held just right revealed someone who had trained with blades in ways no civilian could imagine. Every Friday at 8 p.m., the rumble of Harley-Davidsons announced the arrival of the Steel, Wolves Motorcycle Club. When they came, the bar became tense. Conversations died mid-sentence. Couples remembered urgent appointments. Even the drunkest patrons sobered to settle tabs. Rex Morrison, their leader, had claimed Murphy's bar as his territory years ago, demanding protection money. Murphy would count out $500 in worn 20s, handing it over like blood money. While Maya watched silently, tension coiled in her muscles. Weeks earlier, she had witnessed Rex brutalizing Jimmy Chen, an innocent shopkeeper, while filming it for entertainment. Her body had tensed instinctively, but she forced herself away. The guilt stayed, buried in her like another scar. That night, when she bent to pick up a broken bottle, her collar shifted, revealing the faint puckered scar along her jaw, a souvenir from Kandahar, normally hidden beneath carefully styled hair. Tonight, the motorcycles roared into the parking lot, their engines shaking the tavern windows. Rex Morrison led them inside, leather and menace in human form. He kicked the door open, eyes predatory, ego inflated by fear and violence. Behind him, Tommy Bulldog Martinez and 4 others formed a wall of intimidation. The cozy bar was suddenly a cage. "Business looks good tonight, Murphy," Rex sneered, "which means you've been holding out on me." Murphy's hands trembled as he placed the envelope on the bar. $500, that's everything we agreed on, same as always. Rex's eyes gleamed with hunger. "Agreements change, economy's tough, my boys need more, $800 a month starting now." A sharp slap sent Murphy's head snapping sideways. Glasses shattered, beer spilled, chaos erupted. Maya stepped forward, positioning herself between Murphy and Rex. Every movement was precise, calm, strategic. "Well, hello there. Didn't know Murphy kept pets," Rex mocked. He pressed his boot onto her hand. "I asked you a question. You deaf as well as dumb?" "Her name's Maya," Murphy tried, blood on his lip. "She just works here. Leave her out of this." Maya didn't flinch. She stood slowly, towel in hand, meeting Rex's gaze with a steadiness he had never encountered. Rage, confusion, and arrogance twisted his face. The room held its breath. Time slowed. Rex lunged like a bull, 220 pounds of pure anger aimed at her. Maya sidestepped, using his momentum to send him crashing into a table, splintering it into shards. Others surged forward, but Maya lifted a broken bottle, her grip lethal, practiced. "Stay back," she commanded. The fight escalated in measured, deadly choreography. Elbows, knees, pressure points. The small frame absorbed and redirected the force of the larger, violent men. Then came the sound every eye in the room would remember forever: tearing fabric. Maya's shirt split, revealing the full canvas of her back. The Delta Force insignia sprawled like a banner of sacrifice. 3 lightning bolts, a sword, dog tags etched with "never forgotten," and the dates of service. Purple Heart recipient. Operation Enduring Freedom, 2019-2022. The bar fell silent. Even the jukebox paused. 30 people processed what they saw. Real power, real courage had entered their space. Rex froze, his mouth opening and closing like a stunned fish. Tommy Martinez recognized the tattoo immediately. "Holy, she's Delta," he whispered. "Purple Heart, real Delta Force." Mockery twisted into fear. Rex circled her like a hyena. "Still hearing bombs in your head?" he sneered. The flashback hit Maya like an IED. Kandahar, dust and cordite, explosions, wounded comrades, decisions impossible to make, yet she had made them. Now her trembling hands stilled. Calmness replaced fear. "You know nothing about sacrifice," she said. Her voice carried the weight of fallen comrades. "You don't know the cost of carrying other people's lives in your hands. This tattoo tells my story. I've been to hell and back. I've paid prices you can't imagine for freedoms you don't deserve." The crowd stirred. Witnesses found courage. Former intimidation tactics failed. The fight became a teaching moment, a display of measured strength. Maya restrained without cruelty, defending others without injuring. When the police arrived, Detective Sarah Kim, armed and professional, took control. Witnesses testified. Security footage corroborated everything. Hate crime charges, attempted assault. The Steel Wolves' empire began to crumble. Within days, Maya's story went viral. Female veterans, military groups, civil rights organizations, and everyday people shared her courage. Murphy's Tavern became a hub of community, healing, and support. Veterans found a safe space. Weekly support groups flourished. Donations poured in. Former criminals found redemption through mentorship and honest work. Maya herself was transformed. No longer hiding behind long sleeves, she embraced visibility, vulnerability, and purpose. Weekly, she guided veterans through their traumas, helping them reclaim their lives. Congress took notice. She testified on national veteran mental health programs, sharing the model of Murphy's Tavern as a blueprint for safe spaces nationwide. 3 months later, Rex Morrison sat in federal prison. The Steel Wolves disbanded. Lives were rebuilt. Communities healed. The final image, captured in the minds of those who knew her story, was simple yet profound. Maya Thompson behind the bar, tattoo visible, mixing drinks with care, surrounded by people she had helped, and who now helped others. Above the door, Murphy's Tavern, veterans welcome, safe space, no one fights alone. Every phone buzz reminded her. Another veteran in crisis, another life that could be changed, another opportunity to turn pain into purpose. "This is Maya," she answered, voice steady, heart resolute. "You're not alone. Let's talk." Strength, she had learned, wasn't about battles won. It was about warriors helped. And that cycle of courage, care, and resilience would ripple across generations.